see the team that beats them. Hold up. Oh, this me. Oh, good pass.
Obviously, very, very disappointed. I feel like we have a really good basketball team, and given a few plays here or there, would have had an opportunity to at least take this thing down in the last couple minutes with it being a back and forth game. That being said, give all the credit in the world to a very tough and resilient West Liberty team. When you've been through the wars that they've been through, and a team makes a run like our team made on them to take the lead 2 or 3 different times. I don't have play-by-play, so I'm not sure when it was. That's huge. So I give them all the credit in the world. But really pleased with our effort in the second half. Very disappointed in the first half, but our effort in the second half was really good. And we put ourselves in a position with about 6-7 minutes to go where we had a chance to win the basketball game, and that's about all we could ask for. Hopeful that we'll have an opportunity to play some more games here this season. It's been a great year. These guys have been outstanding, and I want to coach them as long as I possibly can. Questions?
Coach, going back to the first half, your team was very deliberate looking inside into the post, whether that was feeding it into Kelsey Williams, whether that was even inverting a little bit your offense, looking inside to McElroy. How big of a part of your game plan was that to be able to put it in the post and control the pace through that?
Well, that's something we've done all year long. I thought West Liberty did a good job of keeping us from getting deep in paint. The deeper we can get, the better. But just running our offense and being patient and working to get what we want. West Liberty may be one of the best teams in the country at forcing you to take what they're giving you as opposed to you outlasting them and taking what you want. And at times tonight, we were outstanding in working to get what we wanted. And at times we were not. And again, I think you've got to give that credit to West Liberty.
Tied at 66 with 8:47 left. In your mind, what happened at that point? I think you guys had just come back from 10 down to tie it, had all the momentum. I mean, was it just, did it wear you down? Did you guys just, what do you think happened there?
Well, I think there's a number of things that occurred. We never got into bonus. So, obviously we didn't have a chance to slow, the game down a little bit by virtue of going to the foul line where you can get a break. That might be, we may have, how many ever games we've played this year, I can only remember one other game that we didn't get in the bonus and a half. And again, give all the credit to West Liberty. I think that we did take the lead somewhere in the early 50s, I believe, and then they came back and took it, and then we came back and took it again, and then they tied it, or we tied it at the 66. Again, I'm just taking that off my recollection of the game. Were we a little bit tired? I mean, I don't know. possibly. But I wouldn't change anything we did with the guys that were on the court at the time. I think they made a couple huge plays. Chris Morrow came off of their down screen and flex and hit 2 huge threes, and those were big plays. And that's what they're supposed to do. You know, I thought Ray made a huge, 2 or 3 huge plays for us to put us in a position to take the lead. Colby, off of Ray's penetration and kick out, made a huge 3, which was probably around that 60-point time. So, I think just, they made a couple more plays than we did.
Colby, question for you. With West Liberty style, with all the ball screens, all the screens away from the ball, and then of course with the way that they can stretch the floor, put so many shooters out there, tell me about the defensive assignments that puts on you guys and the pressure that they can put on you as you're defending them.
Well, for us, we have so many principles. We just try to keep to them, stay in front of the ball, make them shoot contested jump shots, and for the most part, with the amount of effort that we put in, I think we did a pretty good job to hit shots. We try our best.
Any more questions?
Raymond, wanted to ask you a little bit about the run you guys went on in the second half. You hit 3 straight threes, and then Reggie Chambers got going a little bit after that on some transition looks. From your perspective as a shooter, what do you see out there? What do you feel out there that allowed you to get hot?
To be honest, just coming off screens, we went into triangle. Off triangle, we hit baseline, and basically baseline is where I go along the baseline, and those guys just scream for me, whether it's Kobe, Mike, Kelsey, and just coming off. And then I started realizing they were switching with Morrow with me up top. So after a while, we went triangle. So what that happened, either I was penetrating or I was just coming off. And if they wouldn't arm's length of me, I was just letting it go. All I seen was the rim. So I was shooting it, and luckily it just went in. It felt good. So.
I thought it was a good basketball game. Wesleyan has a really good team. I don't think if we don't play well, we can't beat them. We have to play good basketball, have to play really hard and play like a team because they're a very good team. They're very disciplined and they're very talented and they're well coached. So I thought we had to really step it up today with a good effort, and I thought we did.
I think I know, and I think everybody knows, but what's with the timeout 25 seconds in the second half?
We had a few to burn. I hadn't used any yet. And the new rule with media timeouts, there's one at 14 and one at 7. And it eliminated the 14-minute media timeout, which means I have my timeouts to use. I can stop the game at 14 minutes if I want to now. And he'd already used 3 or 4 timeouts, and he didn't really have that option.
Mm-hmm.
So all it did was give me the option, take it away from them. If things are going really well, then we're going to run through the course without a timeout at all. And at one point in time, we had a good run going. We had a 12-point lead. We had a fast break. And I'm thinking, this is working out well. But all of a sudden, we turned it over. They come down. Had a great player, drained 3 bombs. The next thing you know, it's a tie game. So we used another timeout. But again, that burned the 7-minute media timeout. Mm. So it just enables us to control the pace of the game. We can stop as much as we want, but it also eliminates the media timeouts.
What's the key to this one in your mind? It's probably not the Dyer 3-pointer right before half, even though that was pretty big. It may be Morrow's back, his 3-pointers there during a stretch, or maybe Hosfeld's steal and laying. Am I on the right track there?
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. It's a combination of things. However, I tell you, if there's one thing that does kind of break your back, they're trying to make a run, and they're not a crazy team even under that circumstance. They're still pretty controlled, and they had to score at almost every possession, I thought. And when all of a sudden Tim come flying out and over and strip the ball, it has to take the wind out of their sails. That was obviously a big play. It's one of those things where we have players that make good decisions. I like to say that I drew up a play where Timmy ran up and stole the ball, but that's not how that works.
With 4 fouls, right?
Yeah, Timmy, when you get 4 fouls, I want you to come fly in and steal the ball to ice the game for us. I like to be that smart, but honestly, these guys make decisions, and they're good decision makers, and I bank on that, and that was a good decision by Tim.
Cedric, did you have a good shoot run? I mean, 8 of 9, 20 points on 9 shots. That's not bad.
I had a pretty good shoot around. The the things that we do, Coach Crutchfield prepares us well, so, and I'm pretty familiar with the court. So.
This game kind of what you thought? I mean, I think West Liberty fans by now just want to sit down and wait till it gets to 50 or whatever, but I'm sure that you knew it was going to be tight.
They're a great defensive team. I mean, anybody was here last night and watched them play against Alderson Broadus, a good basketball team, and hold them to 22 the first half and follow that up with an 18-point defensive effort the second half. They're a great defensive team when they lock down on you in a half-court set. And I thought we have to get at least a certain amount of the game in full-court transition, enable for us to score a lot of points, enough to score to win. Now, in the process, we paid the price a few times. Somewhere it crosses that line that we're paying too much of a price. We're kind of watching closely in and out of the full-court pressure. But the game went about like I thought it would. I don't know that anybody could score 100 points on West Virginia Wesleyan. They play such good defense. I'm surprised we scored as many as we did. It went exactly how it went in my mind before the game, hoping we would win. I had us pictured winning like you're supposed to.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it'd be a very intense game. They're a good team, and Coach Boone is a high-intensity guy, and it was going to be a battle. Every rebound, every possession, I felt like it was going to be a battle, and I thought it was during the game. I don't know how it looked from your guys' vantage point, but I thought the intensity level of the game was really good.
Coach, your thoughts on playing UC tomorrow?
Saw them play earlier, they looked really good. They're very talented, they're very big. We played them earlier in the year. I think they've grown since we played them. They look bigger and stronger and taller. I don't know, but they shot the ball well. They've got a great ball club, and also, Coach Downey has really put his print on this program, and they're playing today. They played, I'm sure, the way he wanted them to play. So, they're a great team playing in front of their hometown here. But we're just excited to be in the game with them.
You feel like you guys have to do anything different to slow down their momentum, that they've won 14 straight, and I guess they're flying high?
We're going to go 4 quarters and stall tomorrow. That's the game plan. We're going to play some airtight zone and hold the ball. People know us. We're not going to fool anybody. We're going to play basically the way we play. And part of what we do is try to impose our will on people, and everybody knows that. And they know that too. So we'll approach it the same way we basically approach every single game.